Anybody home? See, I told you, she's not here.
Where is she?
Oh, she works at a boutique 4 days a week, and my father's away on business in Atlanta or Denver or somewhere.
My mom's always here when I get home. Always.
Ooh, bummer.
And she's not here, my grandma comes in.
Oh, the liquor's in the pantry.
Hey, Nita,
What?
this room,
That's our dining room.
it's really nice.
What'll it be? Gin or vodka?
You decide.
Well, there's more gin, so it's less chance they'll notice.
Gin then.
But the reason there's more gin is I put water in it last week.
Vodka then.
Tell you what, we'll mix in a little of both.
Do you use this room?
Oh, sure.
For special occasions? When your relatives come to visit?
Oh, every night.
Every night?
Well, every night they're both here.
Wow.
When they're here, my father insists that we all eat in the dining room. Here. Gin and vodka and fresca. The boys are bringing the pot.
You know, it must be really nice eating here.
Oh, yeah, sure, you bet. I mean, we have to lug everything out, and then we have to lug it all back, and nobody can start until everything's cold, and we're supposed to carry on a decent conversation, and everyone has to finish before anyone can get up, and it sucks, if you like. It sucks out loud.
We have to eat in the kitchen.
My parents tried that when I went to boarding school, but then when I got kicked out, they moved back in here. It's supposed to give me some sense of stability.
You think it does?
Shit, no. I just get nervous in here. They take the phone off the hook so nobody can call. My brother gets all twitchy about his homework. And when my sister had anorexia, she still had Oh, yes, you do. I do. You call the boys. Tell them the coast is clear.
Sarah,
What?
when the boys come, can we have our drinks in here?
In the dining room?
Yeah. I mean, having this, we could sit around this shiny table with Eddie and Dwayne and drink our gin, fresca, and vodka.
No way. Absolutely no way. In here? I get all uptight in here. Come on. Let's call them. Boys in the dining room? Jesus, Helen. You really are a whip sometimes.
I'm here, Gordon. I made some tea.
Oh,
let me help you with your shirt, honey. Would you like some tea?
Tea?
Tea.
Why tea?
I like it. I love it. Or would you rather have a drink?
No thanks, Kate.
Don't worry about me. I'm all over that. We have it in the house and I never even touch it. Go ahead.
No thanks, Kate. I really need to get going.
Gordon, please.
Right here in the dining room?
Oh, yeah. Where else? Should we huddle guiltily over the kitchen table?
No.
Then in the dining room. I have scotch in the house, and we have soda, water, ice. What would you like?
Whatever.
Gordon, please.
Soda, no ice.
Okay. Scotch and soda, no ice. Have a seat. I'll be right back. Okay, Gordon, here you are. Big sweets. Would you like us a drink, please?
Certainly.
What a talented bartender.
There you are.
Okay.
Cheers. I thought I heard a sound.
What sound did you hear? A distant lawnmower? Or a faulty burglar?
Take it easy, Kate.
But I really doubt that you heard a sound.
I heard a car.
A car on this godforsaken street? Should we run to the window and wave the flag and cheer?
Take it easy, Kate.
Well, I really doubt that you heard a car.
It stopped.
The sound stopped?
The car stopped.
Gordon, you may have heard a car, but we both know it wasn't Ed's car, because Ed is in Rotterdam or Amsterdam. Who gives a goddamn? And he won't be back until next Tuesday. So, honey, sit down. Sit down. Let's plan our next chance to get cars have doors, and sometimes when people are feeling very frustrated, they tend to slam them.
I really need to go.
Oh, is that how it is? A brief tumble with the Lord wife of your best friend, and you're on your way?
Someone's at the door.
No.
Someone with keys is at the door.
Mom!
Oh no, you're right. Gordon, you've got to stay. You've got to stay.
Home, Mom!
Oh God, help us. You've got to have a drink. Back up over here. Go over here.
Mom!
Try to hide. Darling, we're in the dining room. Oh my God.
Hi.
How did you get home so soon?
I took a taxi from the bus station.
Say hello to Uncle Gordon.
Hello, Chris. Welcome home.
Hi.
Is that what they teach you at Deerfield Academy, not to shake hands or greet people by name?
Hello, Uncle Gordon.
Hello, Chris. Welcome home.
But why were you here now? I thought you were coming home on Saturday, Christopher.
Well, I got honors.
Honors?
You get to go home 2 days early if you get honors.
But then you should have called me.
to surprise you.
I think it's time for me to go.
Nonsense. Sit down, Gordon, sit down. Chris, what happened was I was having a nap, and Uncle Gordon came by, and we decided to have a little drink. And so, and would you like to have a Coke? How about a beer for a big boy who gets honors?
No thanks.
I really do need to go now.
Want to stay and finish your drink, Gordon?
No,
No?
sorry, can't.
Really?
Really. Good luck with your investments.
Christopher? Gordon stopped by because I inherited some stocks, and he thought that he could advise me on how to invest them. He thought I should sell them, and that is why he stopped by.
Uh-huh. Where's Dad?
Dad is in Europe, and he'll be home on Tuesday, as I think I wrote you, Christopher.
Oh, Mom.
And what exactly do you mean by oh, Mom? Oh, Mom. I'm having a drink. An aperitif, they used to call it. It's an old tradition. Your grandmother used to have these all the time at this very table with all our favorite ancestral china. Every day people would come in and sit down with her, have a drink. All sorts of people all the time. I would come home from school and there she'd be serving aperitifs. It's a very normal thing. It's a beautiful old custom. Christopher, where?
Hey, Aunt Harriet. Can I get you to set up here in the late afternoon light?
Oh, of course. Now, I thought that I would start with the Irish linen placemat and the matching napkin that your great uncle, my husband, inherited from his sister. And you notice that the intricate design and the lovely lace work. This was an heirloom, and it is something that needs to be washed and ironed by hand every time it's used. And then the silver, the three-pronged fork, the pistol-handled knife, and of course, the spoon with the rat-tailed back. All Williamsburg pattern. Now, these have to be polished every couple of weeks. And then, my favorite, of the Minton china, the salad plate, and the matching butter plate. These are both. The wine glass is early Steuben with our initial etched on it. And then the goblet and the, what did I do? Oh, there it is. The finger bowl. Both of these are Bavarian, and it's all very delicate, so it cannot go into the dishwasher because of the soap.
I see. The finger bowls.
Oh yes, our family always used finger bowls between the salad and the dessert.
Can you show me how they worked?
Certainly, dear. The maid would take the salad plate off and bring on the finger bowl. It would be filled about halfway with cool water and have a little rose or perhaps a sliver of lemon in it. And we would dip our fingers in it very gently to get them clean. But of course, we'd be sitting down and with our napkins in our lap. And once we were finished, we would take our napkins and tap our fingers very carefully and then tap our mouths. And the maid would take the finger bowl out, and in would come a lovely sherbet or perhaps a chocolate mousse.
That's terrific, Aunt Harriet. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, dear. But tell me, what was all this for again? I didn't quite get it when we were on the telephone.
Well, it's for a school project, actually, at Amherst.
A project? Oh my! In what, pray tell?
Well, actually, in anthropology.
Anthropology? What does that have to do with this?
Well, we're studying the eating habits of various vanishing cultures. My friend is studying the Kikuyus of northern Kenya. My roommate is studying the Cree Indians of Saskatchewan. And my professor thought it would be funny or interesting to do a slideshow on us.
Us?
Yeah, the wasps of the northeastern United States.
I see.
Yeah, you can learn a lot about a culture by the way it eats.
Such as what?
Well, such as the finger bowls, for example. There's an almost neurotic obsession with cleanliness, reflecting the guilt associated with late-stage capitalism. Or the unnecessary accumulation of glass and china and the compulsion to display it. Or the subtle hint of aggression that comes in this pistol-handled knife.
I'm going to ask you to leave. I was going to invite you for a cocktail, but not now.
Oh, please, Aunt Harriet.
And just get out. Right now, before I'm calling your mother. Long distance.
Aunt Harriet.
Vanishing culture, my eye. And I forbid you to mention my name in your classroom or to show any of my possessions. And you can just tell your professor for me. I am tempted to get in the car with this pistol-handled knife, drive up to Amherst, and cut off his anthropological balls.
I think your mother might want a drink.
Oh, she's upstairs reading to the children.
That's why she might want one.
Oh, I know she won't want one, Dad.
Well, then I want one.
It's not even 5.
Well, then, let's see how the Red Sox are doing, huh?
Stop, Daddy, stop.
Stop what?
Avoiding me. We haven't been able to talk since I got home.
Oh, good Lord, what do you mean? It seems to me that everyone's been talking continuously and simultaneously from the moment you got off a plane.
Alone, Daddy. I mean alone, and you know I mean alone.
All right, we'll talk. Right here in the dining room. Good place to talk. Why not? As a matter of fact, I'm feeling kind of tired. It's been a long day.
I love this room. I've always loved this room. Always.
Well, your mother and I still use it now and then. Once a week, Mrs. Robinson still comes in and cooks us a very nice dinner, and we have it in here, still. Lamb chops, broilers, and...
I've left him, Dad.
Oh, well, a little vacation.
I've left him permanently.
Oh, yes. Permanently is a very long word.
I can't live with him. We don't get along at all.
Oh, yes, you say that now, but if you just...
Could we live here, Dad?
Here,
Just for a few months,
with 3 small children.
while I get my life back together.
What time is it? Oh, a little after 5. I think the sun is over the yardarm, don't you? Or if it isn't, it should be. I think it's almost permissible for you and I to have a little drink, Meg.
Can we stay here, Dad?
Make us a drink, Maggie.
All right.
Oh, I'd like a scotch, sweetheart. Make it reasonably strong. You'll find that little silver measuring gizmo in the drawer by the trays. I'd like 2 shots, a splash of water. Oh, and I'd like to use that big glass with the pheasant on it. Not too much ice.
Okay.
Oh, I saw Mimi Mott the other day. Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dad.
There she was, being a very good sport with her 3rd husband, who's deaf as a post and extremely disagreeable. And so I took her aside and... Can you hear me?
I'm listening, Dad.
I took her aside and I said, now, Mimi, tell me the truth. If you had made half the effort with your first husband as you have with the last 2, don't you think you'd still be married to him? I asked her that point blank. You know what Mimi said? She said, maybe. That's exactly what she said. Maybe. If she had made the effort.
That's your generation, Dad.
That's every generation.
It's not mine.
Well, every generation has to make an effort.
I won't go back to him. I want to be here.
Oh, I wanted the glass with a pheasant on it.
I think the kids took it.
Oh.
Can we stay here, Dad?
Well, I sleep in your room now. Your mother kicked me out because I snore, and we use the boys' room to watch TV now.
I can stay in the guest room.
And the children?
But they can be upstairs on the 3rd floor in the maid's room.
And we've closed those off because of the heating bills.
I don't care, Dad. We'll work it out, please.
Hmm. Now,
I know you want me to give it another try.
please, please, please give it another try first.
He's got someone else now, Dad.
Another try.
He's got someone else now. He's living with her. She's moved in.
Well then, fly back and kick her out. No, I'm serious. You don't know this, but that's what your mother did. One time, I became romantically involved with Mrs. Shoemaker. We took a little trip to Sea Island. Your mother got wind of it and came right down and she told Betty Shoemaker to get on the next train, and that was that. Well, now why don't you do that?
Well,
You tell this, go tell this woman to peddle the paper. And your husband?
well, he has his girl.
Or, and your children?
Oh, they came and went.
Sounds a little complicated.
It is, Dad. It is complicated.
Well, let's see. Now let's review the bidding, may we? Do you plan to marry this new man?
No.
Oh, you don't love him?
No, he's already married.
Oh, and he's decided he loves his wife.
No.
And you've decided you don't love him?
Yes.
Or your husband?
Yes.
And your husband has fallen in love with somebody else?
He's living with her, Dad.
And your children? My grand...
there's somebody else.
Well then, it seems to me the first thing you do is simplify things. That's the first thing. You tell the man you're living with to leave. You sue your husband for divorce. You hold on to the house. You keep your children in their present schools. And then you do...
There's somebody else, Dad, I said.
somebody else.
Somebody else entirely.
A third person.
Yes.
What was that movie your mother and I liked so much? Oh, The Third Man.
It's not a man, Dad.
Not a man.
It's a woman.
Woman.
I've been involved with a woman, Dad, but it's not working either. I don't know who I am anymore. I need to touch base. I need to come home.
I think I need a repair. Would you like a repair? I'll take your glass and get us both repairs.
I'm all mixed up, Dad. I'm all over the ballpark. I've been seeing a crisis counselor, and I got a part-time job, and I'm jogging 2 miles a day, but none of it's working. I need to come home, Daddy. I want to take my children to the zoo and to the lake park and to the art gallery, all the places you and Mother took us. I want to start over, Dad. I want to start all over.
I made one for your mother also. For you. And I found the glass with the pheasant on it. In the trash. Somebody broke it. So, why don't we have a nice cocktail with your mother and see if we can get the children to sit quietly while we do, huh?
You don't want us here, do you, Dad?
Of course we do, darling. A week, 10 days, you're more than welcome.
I can't go back there. I can't go back.
Neither can I, sweetheart. Neither can I.
We can talk in here. No one will disturb us. No one comes near the dining room anymore. The thought of people sitting down, intelligent, attractive people, sitting down to a well-cooked, well-prepared meal. Apparently, that thought doesn't occur to people anymore. Nowadays, they eat in the kitchen or they eat in the living room, standing around with plates in their hands like jugglers. Pretty soon, they're going to be eating in the bathroom. Well, why not? It'll speed up the process in minutes.
Would you like to sit down in here, Pop?
Yes, this is a good spot, right?
Oh, all right. I'll put this here for you. Another chair.
Okay, that's good. Good. We can look right out over here. Yeah, it's a good place. See, if we look out here, if you look out the window, you can see the purple finch that comes every evening to the feeder to feed his young. Now, I want to go over my funeral with you.
Oh, Pop.
I want to do this. There's only a few apples left in the barrel for me.
You say that every year.
Well, this year it's true. So please, concentrate on my funeral. You're the... Concentrate on my funeral.
All right, Pop.
All right, well, first, here's my obituary. I've dictated it to Miss Kovac at the office, and I've read it over twice, and it's what I want. It's thorough without being self-congratulatory. It talks about my business career and my civic commitment, and of course the family. It even touches on my recreational life. I give him my lowest golf score and the weight of that sailfish I caught off the Keys. Now, the paper's going to cut both of those, but don't you let them.
All right, Pop.
Okay, and thank you. I want you to have them print this picture of me. It was taken of me when I was chair of the Symphony Drive, and I think it'll do. I don't look too young to die, or too old to make any difference.
All right, Pop.
Now, for the funeral service announcement, I want that to occur after the obituary, 3 days later. Got that?
All right.
That'll give people a chance to postpone their trips or adjust their appointments. And make it at 3:30. That way, they'll be able to digest their lunch, and we won't have to give them dinner. Now, notice, underline church. Mr. Fairchild will want to cram us into the chapel, but don't you let him. I grew up in this town, and I know a lot of people, and I want them to be able to sit down and be comfortable. Now, if you see people standing by the door, you go grab them and bring them in and find them a seat, even if you have to use the folding chairs. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Pop.
Okay. All right, good. I got that all done. Now, this is my selection of the music pieces I want. I want Mrs. Manchester on the organ to play them. You'll notice that they're lively pieces, nothing gloomy or grim. And at the start of the service, I want something rousing, like "Onward, Christian Soldiers." And then Mr. Fairchild will say a few brief words, underline brief, about my life and works. By the way, are you planning to get up and say anything?
Me?
Yes, you. Do you plan to get up and speak?
I hadn't thought, Pop.
Well, don't if you don't want to. There's nothing more uncomfortable than a reluctant or unwilling speaker. But on the other hand, if the eldest were to get up off their feet and say a few words of farewell.
Of course I will, Pop.
Good. Now, you won't, I need to write that down, yeah. A few brief words by my eldest Jan. Have you thought about what you're going to say?
No, Pop.
Well, don't make it sentimental. Brad, Hoffmeister's son, said some very sentimental things about Brad, and I didn't like it. And I don't think Brad liked it either.
I won't make it sentimental, Pop.
Good. Now, on the other hand, you're not going to start making those wisecracks again, are you?
No, Pop.
Well, you know you have a tendency to do that. You did it at Marcy's wedding and at your brother's funeral. You said some very flip things about us.
I'm sorry, Pop.
Thanks. Okay, because that's smart aleck stuff. Too smart in my opinion. So if you're going to start saying things like that, maybe you shouldn't talk at all.
I won't make any cracks, Pop, I promise.
Good. That's because you love us, don't you? Right. You love us. You may live 1,000 miles away. You may run away every summer. You may be a lousy letter writer. But you love us, don't you? You love me.
Yes, Pop, I do, really, I do.
Fine. Now, at the graveside, I want you only to have family there. I want to be buried beside my brothers and below my father and mother. And be sure to leave a space for your mother. She may remarry, but she'll come back in the end. Now, bring them back here after the burial and stay with your mother. She gets nervous in these kinds of situations and makes some very bad decisions. For example, don't let her bring out the good beef eater gin if people are just going to mix it with tonic and water. You know? And after everybody's left, sit with her. Stay a while. Stay in the house, please.
I promise, Dad.
Well, that's my funeral. Now, I'm gonna give you the dining room. Yep. Well, of course, after your mother dies, you're gonna get the tables and chairs. That's the best thing I could give you.
Thanks, Pop.
Now, we better join your mother. You didn't see the purple finch feeding his young, did you?
Yes, I did, Pop, while you were talking.
Oh, you did say it when I was talking. Good. I'm glad you did.
That's right.
Lately, I've been having this recurring dream. We're planning this perfect dinner party.
And we get our dining.
Dropped when the movers came.
And their finger bowls, if I could only remember where we put them.
I decided all of our favorite people.
Oh, and I don't just mean our old friends. I mean everyone we've ever known and liked.
Like the man who fixes our Toyota.
And our new smart neighbors who moved in next door.
And the receptionist at the doctor's office, and the new teller at the bank.
And our children would be invited, and they'd all come back from wherever they are.
And we'd have 2 drinks and hot hors d'oeuvres, a great cook in the kitchen, and 2 maids, and we'd all get along famously.
And Roberta would be here.
Roberta.
Let's raise our glasses and have a festive cheer. Roberta.
Cheers. Cheers.